As the world grapples with the complexities of the ongoing war in Ukraine, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has made it clear that Europe's vision is for a just and lasting peace. Speaking at the G20 summit in Johannesburg, South Africa, Starmer emphasised the importance of maintaining Ukraine's sovereignty and ensuring that any decisions about its future are made by the Ukrainian people themselves. His comments come at a time when the international community is navigating the shifting dynamics of President Trump's peace plan for Ukraine, which has stirred considerable debate on the global stage. At the heart of Starmer's remarks is the unshakable principle that Ukraine must have the ultimate say in determining its future. For Starmer and many European leaders, the sovereignty of Ukraine is non-negotiable. He underscored this point when he stated, "All issues concerning Ukraine must ultimately be determined by Ukraine." This principle, Starmer argues, is central to achieving a peace that is not only just, but also lasting. The backdrop to these statements was a pivotal meeting at the G20, where a group of like-minded leaders gathered to discuss the path forward. Starmer, along with his colleagues in the Coalition of the Will, reaffirmed their commitment to the 28-point peace plan that has gained traction among several Western nations. According to Starmer, this plan offers a foundation for a peaceful resolution, but he acknowledged that much work remains to be done. A crucial part of this plan is a meeting in Geneva, scheduled for the following day, where American, Ukrainian and European officials will convene to push forward with the peace process. Starmer's firm belief in the 28-point plan is rooted in the security guarantees it provides. One of the most significant elements, as he pointed out, is the security guarantee offered by the United States, including the promise of protection under Article 5 of the NATO treaty. For Starmer, this guarantee is essential to ensuring that any peace achieved is not only sustainable but also credible. It is the strongest guarantee that can be offered, Starmer said. This reinforces my conviction that what we are all trying to achieve here, namely a just and lasting peace, will only be just and lasting if there are security guarantees. This is a critical moment in the international effort to bring peace to Ukraine, as the war continues to ravage the country, leaving thousands of lives disrupted and millions displaced. The international community is beginning to recognise the necessity of a peace agreement that respects Ukraine's right to self-determination. Yet, as Starmer notes, this peace can only be achieved through continued dialogue and cooperation among the key players involved, including the United States, Ukraine and European nations. In his conversations with President Trump, Starmer has voiced his conviction that the former president shares the same goal, a peace that is both just and enduring. Starmer's discussions with Trump have focused on how best to navigate the delicate balance between bringing an end to the conflict while ensuring that Ukraine's sovereignty is fully respected. Despite the complexities of these talks, Starmer believes that the common goal of achieving peace unites all parties involved. "I am absolutely convinced that President Trump wants a just and lasting peace," he stated. "We all want to achieve that, and that is what our focus is." However, the journey toward this peace will not be without challenges. As Starmer highlighted, there are significant hurdles to overcome. The peace plan, while offering a roadmap, requires further refinement and greater collaboration between all stakeholders. The role of the United States will be pivotal, with the security guarantees it has offered, providing the necessary framework for any peace agreement. The fact that Article 5 guarantees NATO protection underpins the security assurances offered to Ukraine is, according to Starmer, a necessary element to ensure that the peace is lasting and robust. As the G20 summit continues, it is clear that the conversations surrounding Ukraine's future are far from settled. The international community must navigate the geopolitical realities of the conflict, balancing the interests of Russia, the West and Ukraine itself. At the same time, the voices of the Ukrainian people must remain central to any discussion, with their sovereignty and territorial integrity non-negotiable. Starmer's comments, while diplomatic, reflect a deep conviction about the direction the peace process must take. His commitment to a peace that is both just and lasting speaks to the broader European vision for Ukraine's future, a future where the Ukrainian people, free from external interference, can determine their own destiny. For many in the West, and particularly in Europe, This is a matter of principle. In the coming days, the world will watch closely as the next phase of negotiations begins. The meeting in Geneva promises to be a critical moment in the peace process, with high-level discussions set to take place among senior officials from the United States, Ukraine and Europe. As Starmer has made clear, this is not just about ending the war, it is about ensuring that peace is achieved in a way that respects Ukraine's rights, secures its future and provides stability to the broader region. The coming months will be decisive in determining whether the vision of a just and lasting peace for Ukraine can be realised. The international community must remain focused on the goal, and as Starmer and other world leaders continue their work, they must never lose sight of the fundamental principle that any resolution to this conflict must be determined by Ukraine itself. As we await the developments in Geneva and beyond, it is clear that the path to peace will require not just the political will of world leaders, but also the commitment to a future where Ukraine is able to rebuild, heal and thrive. The stakes are high, but the message from Johannesburg is clear. Europe stands united in its desire for a just and lasting peace, one that respects the rights and sovereignty of the Ukrainian people. The outcome of these discussions will shape the future of Ukraine, Europe and the world. For now, all eyes are on the diplomatic efforts underway, with the hope that this long-awaited peace can be achieved on Ukraine's terms. As the world watches closely, the road ahead for Ukraine remains fraught with challenges, but also filled with the potential for a future defined by peace and sovereignty. The commitment shown by Prime Minister Keir Starmer and other world leaders to secure a just and lasting peace offers a glimmer of hope amid the turmoil. However, the ultimate success of these efforts will depend on the continued resolve of the international community to prioritise Ukraine's voice and uphold its right to determine its own future. With critical meetings and discussions still to come, the hope is that in the end, peace will not only be reached, but will be built on a foundation of respect, security, and the unyielding support of the global community.